Hey Gabe, do you
Who
want to
are we
start it?
missing? We're missing someone. Don't we have 6?
We
No,
did.
so
We're
much.
missing.
Gibberish.
Am I not in here?
No,
Oh, sorry.
that's okay.
Bruh.
No big deal.
Sorry, I've been doing inventory management.
Boot his ass.
Also, I just found my new favorite shader,
Which
How can
one?
you boot me if I'm
Neopop
not
Wave?
even there?
Neopop Wave.
Yes. I'm not the only one.
Wait, is that the pink
Indigo?
one?
No.
It's a pink and like turquoise. Are the two colors primarily?
Nebula
I like
Rosa
the-
and Indigo Matrix used to be my favorites.
Precursor Vextrom is pretty lit, bro.
But
I like
I
it.
am
Yeah,
mainly
Nebula Rose.
running the Ancient Defender because that's the only way I can show people that I've flawless Garden of Salvation now.
Ooh, is Pillager any good?
Ask Curly.
Depends on what your rolls are.
That's Curly's literal favorite gun.
Oh my god, I just realized the new ornament for Crown of Tempests has vaginas all over it.
I'm sorry, what?
Look at
What?
Minigut's helmet.
Okay.
Wait.
No, I want to look.
Oh!
I want to look.
I want to look.
Oh my god, it does.
Wait, we found a match, boys. We're in.
Hey.
What is this? How do we do this?
You point your weapon at the enemy and hit left click as many times as you can.
It's
Too complicated.
In the forehead.
Yeah, my
Oh.
mouse actually
Black
has one button and it's middle mouse click, so
It looks
Hey, it's fragment. Sweet, let's
I mean,
go.
to each their own, I guess.
I'm about to fuck some shit up with this point of the staff.
Diadem of Deceit.
Oh my
Alright,
god.
I'm gonna.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
work
I'm
my
looking
way
at the
to
best zone. There's
A,
all the
and then camp in A.
Let's go get B.
B's for blueberries, which we are not.
I thought it was for boobies.
Oh, we can't say that word.
There's like 50 of.
To my left. Oh, hi. What are you doing? I didn't. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a pulse rifle. I'm
Like,
not
all
going
of
out
them
there.
are at freaking.
Oh, I bodied him. Damn. Oh shit.
He's in the back. I don't know how to say.
Piva.
I'm
Or
dead. I'm
the
dead. I'm
Dean.
dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Did you really just?
Did you just say peen?
What's up? What do you want, gibberish?
Come on.
Nothing.
Damn.
He was asking how to say your name.
Oh, Piva.
Gotcha.
Dang it.
Oh,
Two
Sniper?
people.
Honestly, Vadim, you should just change your name to Piva. Way
Or
cooler,
Vadim.
cooler name. Nah, Piva. Because Piva means beer in Russian.
ooh, beer.
I never thought of that before.
Really?
God damn, where are these
I
enemies?
literally did not.
All at B.
That's literally what I've always thought of.
What
This
is
guy's name-
Lynch?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've said it to you before too. Pretty sure I've just called you beer.
No.
Hey, Beer, come here.
Beer, come get me a beer.
Dude, I'm getting demolished.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm not normally this bad.
These, what are they called? SMG kills are not going that well.
I think that's what I have to do now.
Oh my
Guys, we're
god.
getting fucked with the ass.
I got taken out by a mountaintop. Fucking mountaintop.
Nah, I'm not pushing. You come over here.
Did you really knowing I was there? Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh, Lil Gabe. Uh-oh.
oh, he's all the way on the right.
Did you just abandon me, my own son?
Yeah, I gotta get SMG final blows. Wait, where's my... Where is my recluse?
Oh
Nope,
no.
Someone got kicked.
Oh my god, alright, well.
Oh my god. Hello.
Got him.
Hello.
Fuck that
you did.
spectral.
Yeah, with my help.
I took him out with my knives. It's okay.
Gee, hello.
Hello, Cubby.
Hello.
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 This guy's name is Choke Me, Annabray.
Dude, I'd let Anna Bray choke me. Not gonna lie.
With her dick.
Ooh, damn.
Wait,
I mean, yeah.
Don't you talk about
She's
my
the
bae
only
like
one
that.
I'd switch sides for.
Let's be honest, if anyone, well, no, Sloan would own a strap-on too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Sloan is
yeah.
literally a walking strap-on.
I
God.
gotta do one more. Damn it, guys, we got shit
Anybody
on.
want to do a pit?
A poop?
No.
I don't want to poop with you, weirdo.
I want to
Damn.
farm
I at
mine
least had a
benders.
positive efficiency. I'll take that.
Let's do a pet together.
Alright, I'm gonna load in. You can join on me. Whenever you want.
Did the person who disconnected want to rejoin or no?
Oh, it's not a game.
That'd be little Gabe.
Lil Gabe, you want to rejoin?
Yep, go. I think someone just left.
I don't see him in
Lil
chat
Gabe?
or in
Oh, he's not
Discord.
Yeah,
here
he
yet. Okay, we'll
left.
just go. We don't need him.
He said he's done.
Maybe it's his bedtime. That's happened to me a lot. My buddy's actually what happened was their parents were a little bit tech savvy, I think, and their parents would like cut off the internet
They
to
were
their devices at a certain
sex-savvy?
time.
That's not
No,
hard.
tech savvy.
That's super easy.
Yeah,
Sex,
but
I don't know what
think
you're talking
about how many parents know how to do that.
Everyone in my family. That's like by experience.
There's
it's probably
one
way
thing
different.
boomers know how to do is pull the plug.
You're a fucking boomer, dude.
I'm not. I'm what am I?
Fucking
I don't even
loser.
know. Okay. I'm the one generation between boomers and millennials. Yeah.
So Generation Z?
Are those older than millennials?
No,
you mean Gen X.
Gen X. Yeah, like the forgotten generation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares about it.
Yeah, you forgotten
That's
that,
the
motherfucker.
That's the best, dude. I was out on my own. Nobody, do whatever I want. I think Antiope is still
Oh,
the
Antiope's
best
good.
primary-
It is so
best
fucking good.
primary SMG.
It is so. I don't know about that.
What's better?
Exit strategy.
That's not.
What?
I don't know if it's better, but I don't think necessarily Antiope is the best.
Exit. Alright, let's see. I have one. We shall see.
Where is my exit strategy?
I went up to get dinner, and then I sat down to watch an episode of IT Crowd with my dad. And then I passed out.
Good show. It's a great show.
Kobe?
Hello.
Hey, you want to do a pit?
Yeah, me and Cubby gonna do a pit.
Yeah, give me like 2 minutes.
All right, I just loaded in. I'm gonna start on the first encounter.
Join when I can.
Yeah.
Start with Dalmy. Cubby,
Okay.
What's that?
you start with Dalmy? You serious?
Oh well, I'm still walking there. By the time you load in, I'll probably have already walked through the whole first area.
Is that T I hear?
Yeah.
What's up, T?
What's up, these?
Dude, we love tea here.
I did make it. I did make it. I make 5 game flawless.
Did you finally
That's
got your
insane.
5? You finally got your 5?
Yeah, I got my 5.
Damn.
And I trading all my coin and the shitty
Hey,
stuff.
hey,
Yeah.
why is it that when you play with me, you get like 1 kill?
Dude,
But
I don't
then
know.
as soon
why.
as I stop playing, you get like 5.
I
in a
don't
row.
know. I don't
Do they have skill-based matchmaking in trials?
It's card based.
That was so funny, Cubby.
Well, that would only make sense, right? Because like when I
I
play,
think there is like a some sort of... No, actually, no, never mind. There is not.
There is literally no skill-based matchmaking.
Why
the only
am I
thing it
turning
looks
my
at is
sniper here?
connection and
card.
how many wins you have on your card.
bless. All right, good to know.
We're only 5 again. That's weird.
Yeah.
Did it not give us a random, or did they leave?
They didn't give us a random.
Cubby, let's go down to like triplet A.
Heavy's up if anybody can get to it.
Huh?
Why am I
Go to
using a
triplet
sniper
A.
here?
Oh yeah. Okay. Can you drag me?
No.
Damn.
Did they get heavy or did we get heavy?
God, I'm gonna cry.
I'm not sure.
You're gonna cry. I'm having to use a fucking bow. I'm gonna cry.
Use that bow. Just use the
Tell
hush.
me.
Lol.
I'm using Wish Ender because I like to be able to see people.
Very brave of you to assume that I grinded out Hush.
Did not.
I definitely did.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I did
I'm a
not.
horrible person and killed my soul in the process.
At this point, I'm just trying to steal kills from people.
Dude, are you still using hand cannons?
Okay,
Leave him alone.
fail
He's
to understand how bad I am with the hand cannon.
Bro, you use bows. It's the same concept.
No, it's not.
Yes, click heads.
Except
it.
bows, I can kill people with, 2 shots. And there's also a different
It's just
mechanic.
one more shot. You got it.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
It's
Maybe-
literally
Got
a
it.
different mechanic.
You got it.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of there in time. I see him show up, and it's. Ugh.
Yeah, what hand cannon are you using now?
Thorn.
Oh, he was so one shot too.
Nice thing about Thorn is it makes so they can't just run and regen.
Is it the range that you have, or is it like close battles that you're not winning?
It's the fact that
Yes.
everyone is just stomping on me.
Well, just do better.
Alright,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done.
like... I'm not a bad PvP player, I just can't use hand cannons.
Fuck.
I can't use bows, so I'm opposite of you. Like, I've getting like probably 4 or 5 kills only so far.
Dude, where the fuck are these guys?
At the moment I finally get the drop on someone, I get killed from a different side.
Who needs the bow kill or the hand cannon kills?
Minigun.
Minigun. All right, I'm behind you. I'm gonna help you with this shit. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna get hammered.
Oh damn! Sounds like a party.
Alright, where you at, minigun?
I literally need 1 more bow kill. I'm
I'm
not
on
even
B.
fucking with you guys that I never have to fight.
Come this
Iron
way.
Man.
Come
Why
this
can't I
way.
move right?
Go into their spawn. Go into their spawn. Don't go in the middle.
Screw it, I'm gonna go on the outside.
I told you not to go in the middle.
Oh, are you talking to me?
I was talking to Mini
Maybe.
Guy.
I need one more bow kill, and then I can actually use weapons that like shoot
Got the
fucking
super.
bullets. 20, like, what century is Destiny in? Like the 30th?
Really?
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not some kind of lore nerd. Is my name Bife?
No.
You sure? That it's not?
Oh yeah, I got all of them. I got all of them. Yes.
We should probably cap B again.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm free from Iron Banner.
Oh god, they're coming with me. To meet with a
Miss
super.
me, buddy.
I hear it.
You got dicked on so good.
Oh, I didn't hit you, damn.
Alright, I'm supering.
Oh, you know what you could use that might help? The Crimson or whatever. the
Not a
super-
handgun.
No,
cannon.
that's not great.
I use Ace. I use Ace. Ace is mine.
I don't have ace of spades.
Ooh, Ace is definitely gonna. Wait, what?
Crimson's honestly not too bad. But...
One straight across.
You guys, again, are failing to understand how much I hate hand cannon.
Oh, I understand. But you gotta do
I'm
it,
gonna
right?
put on all my armor banner here to intimidate the other guys.
Armor banner?
Armor banner.
Guys, I don't know. I look cool as fuck.
Doubt.
I mean, inspect me. Inspect me.
Oh, he got
Inspect
heavy
me,
again.
senpai, inspect me.
Look
You
at this,
baby talk,
senpai.
man. Not a baby.
Hey. Wait, where is this kid?
Dude.
Where is
Using
he?
SMG
I can't
for
see him.
Nice.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm mostly trading. I'll take it. Fucking trials killed all of my numbers. Yeah, his name's PP Inspector.
Wait, oh. Oh, you died from a nade.
Oh my.
He threw
Destiny.
a Nova bomb. Oh,
Destiny 1 Rise of Iron was based on 2612. That's the year it was based on. I'm trying to find out if I can find any more information. Destiny 2. The general date is 700 years of our current time.
The more you know. So I'll be 719 when I become a guardian.
I mean, provided that
I
you
don't
have
know.
to
Remember,
back.
most guardians died before becoming guardians. There's only one case of a guardian being created that wasn't already dead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Who was that?
It was a kid.
Oh, fuck that kid.
Fuck that bitch.
I
why
don't.
does he get special treatment?
Yeah, why does he not have to die before he becomes a godlike creature?
We'll get this bow guy. Hey, buddy. Hold that. Thank you. Oh, damn it.
Did you just tell PP Inspector to hold that?
No. What's the dude
That's a
using
dangerous.
the bow?
That's a dangerous game right there. Unclear instructions and all that.
It was a dude using a bow.
Ooh, Claws of the Wolf.
Calls.
Alright.
I have so many
I
of
need
those.
9 more kills.
Okay, Minigun, inspect me and tell me that this is not the coolest shit you ever saw.
Oh shit, I could have reset my
Okay,
value
no,
rank. I
that
didn't
is
know
pretty
that.
good.
Alright, well, I'm done.
You look like a samurai.
I have done all the Iron Banner I need to do. Ever. So,
Good for you, bud.
I feel so condescended to.
Nope,
Alright.
no, there was nothing,
Oh.
not
Oh,
intended.
I need SNG. Okay. Recluse?
Good luck, boys. I'm gonna go to the tower and talk to Lord Salad Bin.
This'll work, I guess. How many SMG kills do I need? 20? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm almost 58. Get that free exotic at 60.
On SMGs, you run counterbalance stock for PvP or what?
I run Icarus personally for an SMG, but
Oh,
That's a
and it has
targeting
a range
targeting
master.
adjuster.
it also
Nah, dude.
depends upon if you're using
Pretty
using a controller. Counterbalance is the way to go.
Nah, you don't need counterbalance for mouse.
Yeah, no.
I would say either. How much is
Oh,
back?
Icarus. I am in the air a lot of times when I shoot it, so yeah.
Taking a sim mini?
Oh, am I fire team leader?
Yep.
Yes, scrub.
How much space is in the fire team right now?
2.
2 spots.
2 spots?
Oh, perfect.
But make sure you join them. I still need to get some stuff ready.
Okay.
I need to capture 3 more zones. Damn. But I've already defeated 100 opponents. I'll take that.
Zanzibar, you said you're joining?
Yeah, but I gotta get some stuff ready, so Harklow will do it.
You think the next expansion they're gonna let us kill Master Rahul?
I mean, if you want, I could roleplay it. I have the mask.
Alright, Hess just joined up, so there's a 1 spot.
Hest, what's up? Has anyone seen Hest armor? He is so shiny.
I can't, he's got a black title.
Oh, hey. Really?
So what? It goes SMG and then what? After the SMG step.
Fusion rifle?
Oh, I'm putting Jotun on for that. I don't even care. Either that or I'm either putting Jotun on or I'm putting on, where are you? Telesto.
It would be pretty funny if everyone gets killed by Rage Shadow Legend.
So is Ray joining us?
I keep track. I need to throw out some equipment. I'm not at my highest level gear yet, so
Psh. Gibberish is 969, so I think we're fine.
I need to like gather bounties and shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is that how low I am? It's without power artifact, huh?
Yep. They've removed all artifact bonus from PvP, it looks like. Where it matters, that is.
Wait, so then where else would light level matter in PvP?
No, I'm saying where
Trials. And
No,
Iron Banner.
where? Yeah, Iron Banner and Trials.
But are those the only 2 activities that's Crucible related and use light level?
Correct.
Does light level count for Gambit invasions?
Yes.
I mean, let me phrase that. Do artifacts count for Gambit invasions?
From what I understand, Gambit does count in Gambit, yes. And the artifact does work there.
So if you do kill someone on the opposing
Well,
team,
now I'm 1,000, so boom.
I really gotta finish these Rasputin bullshit.
yeah,
I just
same.
need to get 1 weapon so I can freaking get
Wait,
the
where's the new bunker? It's at the
On the moon.
okay, on the moon.
I don't want to go to
Oh,
the moon,
I still haven't
though.
completed the quest step.
What quest step?
Wait, no. Fully upgrade and claim Rasputin's buffs for the 2nd Seraph bunker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the new one.
What
So it's
is
the new
this?
one.
Yeah.
So what is where does IO come into play here? Because they have some Rasputin
It'll be
shit there,
released
too.
in a little bit, yeah.
So what? Do we
We don't
basically
know
have to do
when.
the same shit we did for
Last season?
the first bunker? We have
Yep.
to
Yeah.
upgrade this other one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
How
even
many-
fully upgraded the first one.
Oh, I'm sitting on like 3K Warmind bits. Nice.
I was sitting on 2+ today, and I went and I dumped them all in, and I'm almost leveled up on the second bunker.
How did
How do
you
you
get
get-
so much?
You got to get the
Crucible matches.
yeah, the Warmind generator, tier 3. It gives you shit from Crucible, and then just run trials all weekend.
Oh
Lol.
fuck!
And it's like 25 or 26 per match.
That
Not per match. It's random. It's not every match.
that explains
Ran-
it.
yeah, I
but you
guess.
you get like 25, yeah, each one.
'Cause I would have gotten a
That-
shit ton this past.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things you want to upgrade because yeah, if you play a lot of Crucible, you'll just get them.
Yeah, I'm already at 434.
Basically,
I was at 0
your
today.
your first upgrade on the bunkers should be the price reduction, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and the generators, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3.
I'm sitting on
Oh,
2,000
shit.
right now.
What are we waiting for?
We're waiting for Zanzibar.
No, you guys play around without me. I'm still getting ready for stuff.
God
He
damn
said
it,
that
get in
before I
here.
even left. No, he's. Oh my gosh.
Good thing I said something.
Alright, so quick question. Dragon's Shadow or what was that other exotic? Knucklehead.
Are you sniping?
Knucklehead. Oh wait, no, Dragon's Shadow. Well, you should be
No,
running
I'm
the
not- I'm
helmet
not
that gives you
sniping.
health.
Then Dragon Shadow.
Okay.
If you're sniping, Knucklehead is great because it allows you to do a little bit more hard scoping.
Yeah.
But
Well,
other
I'm
than
not-
that, it's kind of I'm 50-50 on it.
I don't want to use Wormhusk mainly because
Dude, I want
I-
to get a good Wormhusk roll.
I'm light level dependent right now, so I'm trying to take advantage of not running mobility stats because your dodge roll is based on mobility, and I don't think I can afford doing that right now.
Dude, this new helmet looks sick.
Yo, Mini, you gotta fucking masterwork your boots so you can get that 100 recovery.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
That sounds like a whole lot of fuck you.
And you'll get tier 4 grenade and tier 6 discipline.
Let me
Nice.
direct you to my previous comment.
And tier 8. Mobility.
That's a jump in 4
Yeah, but you don't
slots,
want
bro.
that much mobility on a warlock, though.
Bullshit.
You want to be able to warlock skate. The more mobility you have, the less warlock skating you do.
Listen, I like being able to dodge sniper shots with my bow, so
Fair enough. Shit, I've seen so many different builds that could
So,
do what
do you still hate hand cannons?
The real question here.
I love them.
Oh, then you'll love the Ace of Spades quest.
He's
You haven't done that yet.
Ace of Spades wasn't that bad.
Ace of Spades was done like 5 years ago.
I mean, Ace of Spades was great and easy to use when hand cannons weren't touched, but now it's like, okay, well, shit.
It's a little harder, yeah, now.
What do you mean by that exactly?
30 precision hits. They nerfed like archetypes of hand cannon.
They nerfed nerfed the range and the headshot damage.
Well, yeah.
So,
But it's still really good. It still actually is fairly decent.
I
I mean,
it's okay.
Unless if you don't
when
have memento
when
procs.
when hard light fucking maps you from across the map in like half a second, or fucking Suros with a 0.4 time to kill, but hand cannons can't have like a little fucking range. Oh, and hard light has no damage drop off too. Lol.
I mean, are you really gonna shoot?
I mean, you're comparing. I mean, Hardlight is an exotic, and that's its exotic
So
perk.
is Ace of Spades.
Yes, and its exotic perk is Memento Mori, Outlaw. Let's see, what else does it have? No, not explosive.
Firefly thing.
Also has high caliber
The issue I have
rounds.
with Hardlight is
Corkscrew
if I'm
rifling.
using Ace and I walk into a hallway with someone without Momentum Mori active and they're using Hardlight, they kill me 100% of the time. It's not a skill-based thing. It's simply a fact that Hardlight has a better time to kill than Ace of Spades from the get-go. And Ace of Spades has to proc a perk to be able to even compete with Hardlight. Even with Momentum Mori times 6, you're still not guaranteed to win that fight. You know, just because
I mean,
Hardlight
at
has such a
close
low time to
range,
kill.
you have a better probability if the person doesn't hit their shots. But at
Yeah,
medium
because-
Yeah,
range,
that's true.
at medium range, the hard light wins every time.
Oh well.
I'm
It is
gonna-
what it is.
I'm gonna do horrible here right now because I'm just gonna go around getting SMG kills.
I was about to say the same thing.
Same.
Yeah, we should all go outside and control outside mid.
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, with our SMGs.
Yep. Look at that.
What? You got shot?
Hey, shut up. I killed one before. I had a friend named Frenzy once.
That was a good grenade on his part. Frenzy threw a really good
You know, we
grenade.
should still cap zones. You guys know that, right?
I was trying to capture B. It hurt. It
We
hurt a
almost
lot.
had it. One shot on B, one shot on B. Heavy. Let's grab B.
Working on it. What? That range.
So, hand cannons, submachine guns, these
God
rifles.
damn it, there we go.
And then probably bow.
Yeah. Last step is a bow. You need 10 kills.
We gotta keep him off beat. Okay, never mind. We're good. He had no health bar. His frenzy kid is pissing me off.
I think I've only died to him.
Yep. He's just running around with a shotgun. He doesn't even.
Yep, and he got Goldie.
I haven't seen primary or.
He must be using, what's it called, pump action? Yeah, double pump action mods, because he got his super really quick. Sounds like someone's hitting a bomb.
Gibberish probably is.
That might be Mindy's vape.
What? Why are we assuming it's me?
Because it's always you?
Yeah, you're right.
Which tree am I supposed to use on Hunter for farming catalyst? Is it top tree or bottom tree shot?
For what?
For what?
For farming catalyst, like to link up a bunch of enemies
Top.
and then shoot them and they all die. Top.
Oh, right, you're a warlock man.
Yeah, I literally have no idea.
Wait, did they get heavy?
Yeah.
How did they get heavy? We were all over it.
Heavy doesn't spawn there. Spawns outside.
I know. That's where we were all over.
Everyone's on B right now.
I hate SMGs.
God.
It's okay, I killed Frenzy.
Fucking Blaze Barrage.
Whoa.
First weapon is. Get ready for.
Let's try to get a snipe here. I don't think I've sniped at all. Well, I bodied him, damn. I fucking bodied again. I'm trash.
Oh, he's behind you guys.
He's weak, he's weak. Nice.
Oh!
Come on, Frenzy, jump up there. You normally do.
Oh, I almost melted that kid. Okay, I don't know about this frenzy kid.
He's a good player.
Eh.
Hex.
I need to get a sniper kill here because I'm slacking. Oh my god, double fucking bow from nowhere. Gotcha.
Seven more kills with the SMG.
I think I need 15. And this is all over.
I was about to say, if someone swoops in and takes that. How shit do you have to be to run off the top an SMG?
You just have to participate in Forsaken.
Right.
That's what everyone did during Forsaken.
Yeah, 15 more, damn. It was so painful.
I need 6 more.
That was like before. Didn't they just nerf Recluse really heavily?
They did. They made the it doesn't do the equivalent when Master of Arms is procced. It doesn't do the equivalent of crit damage on body.
Oh, that's nice.
So it doesn't have the same time to kill that it used to.
Doesn't have the insane one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where it was like shooting, if you got Memento procced, it was like shooting all headshots, no matter where you shot them.
Yeah, I always hated as a Titan coming around the corner, getting inertia override, and then just melting them with Master of Arms and that.
Oh yeah. Luminous Engram. Meh.
Felwinter's Helm.
Dude, how do I still have 450 shit in the vault? I've been clearing this shit non-stop. How?
Stop hoarding.
I can't get a problem.
That's sweet, sweet loot.
You should talk to somebody about it. Just not me.
Dude, my only problem is half a year down the road, you know, Bungie will change some shit, and I'm like, I had a god roll of that weapon, and I dismantled it.
Remember, weapon
Do you
retirements.
think you'd
in
still
effect.
remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just remember weapon retirements in effect. Now
What is
so weapon retirement. So I think they're doing something along the lines of a weapon. They're gonna start retiring weapons, where you can't infuse them up to the max light level.
Is that even exotics? Did they say? Do you know?
I didn't hear anything. They didn't specify legendary or exotic. They just said weapon retirement. And if you look at D1, they did weapon retirement on the Galahorn.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back. So it could be they do the same thing with certain exotics that are getting overused.
Izanagi.
Excuse you.
I do feel
Did
bad
they
for
nerf that one too?
So Izanagi got a nerf in the form of the sniper nerf, but it also got a nerf in the form of its exotic perk, Honed Edge.
Damage.
No. So
It lost.
it doesn't matter how fast you reload the weapon. It will take a certain amount of time for a Honed Edge to proc.
Oh.
It's the animation. It's not the.
Even if you cancel the animation and you still have to
Yeah.
wait before you can shoot it.
Yeah, the animation has a timer, so you can't shoot until the timer's up.
God damn.
Even if,
I leave for.
even if you switch weapons and switch back fast enough, or sprint or something.
Exodus Blue. Let's go. Shotgun this time, I think.
It's one thing that drives me crazy. I leave for a little bit, and a lot of things change, and I gotta relearn everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, though, if you think of it.
Oh no, it's not a bad thing. I enjoy the new changes. It's just always I have to go back and reread like all the patch notes and kind of what's happened.
Watch out! You can shoot that shield.
Wait, what? I'm getting out. I'm getting out.
I hate that shield so much. Because at range, you can't really tell that it's the same. It's different.
Yeah, you can tell. At least I can. I don't know.
Alright, so I'm ready when you guys are ready.
Well playing.
Oh, damn, you're still good. Oh, I thought you were already in here.
We just got in a game, so I'll do a little bit.
Yeah, I'm on heavy. Someone need it.
I need SMG kills. Why'd I kill him with a shotgun?
Why are you using a shotgun and an SMG?
Why not?
They're two close range weapons.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
dude.
but what am I gonna use otherwise?
He likes to stick his fist down people's throats.
I could
He likes to get
snipe
in close
here.
and personal.
I could snipe here, but
Well, it's like, why would you use the shotgun if you need SMG kills?
yeah, well, I know. But I couldn't help it. I just instinctively switched.
Oh, this frenzy bitch is in this match again?
Yeah.
Can you, like, F off?
Oh, damn it.
Yes. Oh, dude, that's what I should do. I should weaken him with Shadi and then get SMG kills on them.
Fucking A, man.
Oh, there's a person there.
Yeah, there is.
I was distracted by the explosions. They're very pretty. Gotcha. I'm gonna change this up. Where is... It's 9:30. I don't think I have any SMGs I'd like to use here. Oh shit! I just spawned!
Yeah, they're kind of spawn camping.
I
And we're
hate
about
when
to
that
get triple
happens.
capped.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god, this frenzy's the only person killing me.
There's the only good guy on your team, and he's just aping.
He's just getting good spawns on me, honestly.
Nah, we're
Like
all just
that,
trying to use
like
guns
that.
for the quest, and he's just aping with a hand cannon.
Come to me, Frenzy. I know you just popped your Spectral. Here, buddy. Oh, that wasn't Frenzy. Really?
Richard, are you
Yep.
doing the are you in the fusion rifle section of the class?
No. I don't have a weapon requirement.
Are you you're not doing the quest, the Ayurveda quest?
I picked everything up.
It's
Wait,
a
what?
quest, not a bounty.
Cast in iron?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I need to get one more zone.
I'm just concerned because, you know, fusion rifle loading, and punching fusion rifle aim.
He just
Yes.
likes fusion rifles.
Light
Yeah.
reactor.
I get my super
Where's
like
Goldie?
3 times per match.
He's at middle right now in our spawn.
Oh, god damn it.
Hey. Next up is fusion, and linears don't count.
I think the
Don't worry,
fusion
guy.
rifles are going to be fairly easy. It's going to be, it's these SMG kills that are killing me.
So fun.
Are you guys the 63 or the 117?
What?
What's your score?
70.
Oh.
Will you guys be full after that, after somebody else joins?
I'm not sure.
I will be joining not Sands, but Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, okay.
Just a second.
I just don't want to take somebody's spot if someone's going, but if there's an open spot,
My match is almost done.
Yeah, you're playing.
There. Completed that quest step. Now what's the next one?
3 more kills.
Hand cannon. Yeah.
Actually, just stop counting zones for me.
What
I mean, Ariel's Vow.
Shit.
I guess I'll try Duke. God, I don't know.
For what? Hand cannon kills?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go
I
with
don't even know
Thorn.
what to use.
Go with Thorn.
Alright, Zanzibar, go ahead, join up.
Alright, how many more space do you have?
There's only 1 more space.
Richard, do you want to join them? Join them, Richard.
Sure.
I'm gonna give it to you, Richard. I'm gonna give it to my Pokemon.
Alright, Runkle.
Okay.
Okay, but he's a reckless shit.
Sure.
Alright, I shall solo Iron Banner in the meantime.
I'm going in. You want to join me?
Hold on. Let me get out of matchmaking.
Let me get my weapons.
Also, who said that?
Now, on fusion rifles, you want counterbalance stock, right?
What?
On fusion rifles, you want counterbalance stock.
What?
Counterbalance stock.
Why would you want that?
I think he's saying what as in why, not what as in what
Oh.
he's saying.
Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because fusion rifle goes all over the place.
But it's only accounts for one
shot.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
So
Yeah.
what do I use on fusion rifles?
Probably quick access sling or whatever.
Fusion
Do you
rifle.
have Mercedes or something like that?
Either
Fusion-
targeting adjuster or
I would definitely use targeting adjuster.
Well, I've been doing this wrong.
or I would say wait, no, not that one.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'd say targeting adjuster. Oh, or sprint grip. Yeah.
That could be
or
a good
sprint
one.
grip. Yeah.
Targeting adjuster, sprint grip, Icarus grip. Icarus grip is just always a good option for pretty much any weapon. For PvP.
Okay, so who am I joining on?
Minigun.
Okay.
Alright, and who is Zanzibar Raid Shadow Legends joining on?
You can join Alu.
Dude, Zanzibar, just change your name back.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, I need to show Franklin how to join someone. His join code should be on the Discord. Crap, hold on, let me exit this game. Crap, I get matchmaking.
I don't
Also,
think
who-
mine is, because I was joined this clan very early, and then
No,
I
but
left for a while.
Mini's join code. Richard, just copy and paste his status here.
Oh.
Alright, so who has space to join Iron Banner?
Vadim, gibberish, minigun, shy guy, Hest. Okay, never mind. No one has.
That's why
we
my
don't
thing's
have
beeping
shit.
at me. It's 5% left.
We're full now.
Okay.
Start her up.
Richard, you got it? Okay.
Why didn't I have voice prompts turned on? Turn that
Voice
back on.
prompt activated.
Thank you. There we go.
Trying
Mic on.
very hard not to be bitchy
Mic
right now.
off. Mic on. Mic off. Mic on. Mic off.
Let me try to get my headphones plugged in since they're 5% left.
Charging battery.
Endless Veil.
Dude, my game hasn't worked this well in forever. Like, I haven't crashed lately. I haven't.
What kind of system are you running? A laptop? Desktop?
Oh, just desktop.
Overclocked?
No.
No, Vadim doesn't know how to do that shit.
Yeah, sorry, too stupid.
I would definitely download Hardware Monitor and check your temperatures if you're crashing. Non-overclocked.
I don't think it's
Oh my god.
temperatures. It's like
Booker.
drivers or something.
Oh my god, this dude just sitting there with Mountaintop.
I think it's a combination of internet.
God damn it, Hest.
and some other shit.
Do not count this one.
Don't take that ring back. You bastard.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were talking to me. Oof, that was rough.
Heavy. I'm sitting on heavy if anyone wants it.
You can grab it.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to switch off my weapon.
Oh.
I want to get these fucking hand cannon kills over and done with.
I'm feeling like being in Bellin and just putting on mountaintop recluse.
One more. I just need one fucking...
Mount up behind us.
He's one shot. He's one shot right there. Mini.
There it is. Oh, thank fucking God. Alright.
3 on B.
Alright, now you gotta do SMGs.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
I'm better with SMG than I am with a hand.
Everybody and their mom right now
Oh, I
is
need a
using bows.
special. Dang it.
Yeah. Everyone is gonna die once I get my bow.
You main with a bow?
Oh yeah.
What do you use?
Subtle Calamity.
Oh, that's nice. A friend of mine uses the Monarch. His favorite thing.
It's so memey, but it's fun.
He doesn't like exotic bows, apparently.
He actually does really good with it. We almost got to Legend last season. With
Nice.
me and him just doubling. I can vouch for him, he's pretty good with it.
Find me that Dawn Blade. I want it.
Oh, that's...
Okay, I want the Spectral instead.
Oh shit. Run, run.
That's so dumb. How do my knives miss point blank?
Oh.
You both one shot right there.
Right where? Baxter. Baxter has not killed me with anything but a shotgun and melee. And he's killed me maybe about 4 times. And yes, I am triggered by that. Fucking Baxter. not ours, is it?
Nope. It's chasing me.
Kill it with fire.
He's out.
The Praxic fire, to be precise.
Once again, look at that ape. Look at it. You see that? Sheesh.
Baxter got me from behind. He barrel stuffed my booty hole.
The fuck did you just say?
Hello, please.
That's what I'm saying. Oh shit.
Sit your ass down, bish.
Got you, mountaintop user. Get fucked. Oh hi. That was a Dawn Blade. What's his name? Lucky is depressed. Okay. Let's see, how do we do?
I need
we got
3
another
more
5.
kills with this thing for the fucking
At this
Moto.
At this rate, I'll 2 more games and I'll get
Oh crap! I noticed how late it was.
104 on this thing. Dope.
You just left.
I gotta go to sleep. I didn't notice how late it was.
Oh. Do you guys let me join?
There's still one
Yeah.
space.
Later.
Later, dude. Might have been a little late.
No. Alright. Yeah, I'll just wait for you guys.
Oh, here.
Just join now.
My friends.
Yay.
Hey, we will lose to Kid Up.
We can't lose now.
Oh my god, I just got a clap.
Because we're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. One of the fastest expanding MMORPGs on mobile.
Who just said that? Was that you, Vadim?
No.
Gibberish?
What? Said
Deez?
what?
What?
Who just said the sponsored thing?
That was D's. Don't do it. Oh. That was cold.
You guys with your fucking 4-digit power levels, and here's me sitting there with the fucking 85. I still feel so inadequate.
Your black screen too.
Oh no.
Is that a... What is that symbol? I mean, that fucking... What is it called? The emblem.
Which one? The gold
Flawless.
one? Flawless.
The... Oh, the gold means flawless?
Yeah. I changed mine to Ikora.
I just like being able to see my glowy shit. I'm definitely not carrying anyone to flawless.
No, I'm not that good. I ain't doing it.
Carry me, senpai.
Come here, little mama. This map. Let's do it. Exodus Blue. So, Trials is going to be Exodus Blue this weekend. Just saying.
Oh,
I don't know, actually, but I'm taking a guess. They want to showcase the semi-new maps.
It should be Widow's Court.
Damn it. Widow's Court. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That would actually be fun. I like Widow's Court personally.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, that one's
Until you play map or 3 hard scopers.
I'm about to say, I used to play Legend Comp all the time, so I'm used to the hard
Yeah.
scopers. You just gotta out-snipe them.
Ah, damn it.
Here, hold this.
You have to out-click
Okay, wait.
heads. What? One more fucking kill with this stupid gun.
What? That thing curved around the corner.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, these guys.
Heavy's up.
I can't get a kill with my
Hey, I
SMG.
finished it. Let's go.
I just want SMG kills.
Okay, let's use this and this.
Oh
now.
my god.
Oh, you're trash.
Oh, good snipe. Good snipe.
Was that the kid that missed me?
They all have heavy.
VQ? Something like that? I don't know.
I didn't catch his name. I don't know.
God damn it, I'm not familiar with this map at all.
I should have been dead 5 times right there. There's a bunch. It's like half their team is right there
Ooh, I got back. That's a good one.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back up, back up, back up. Let's team shoot him.
He did.
Capturing B.
Oh my god. Damn it. You can never have a one-on-one engagement in 6v6.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons it was so
That's
hard
why-
for me to get mechanic kills.
That's why I play comp. 3v3, I can play 1v1 all the time.
Instead of almost killing someone getting shot from the left.
Right?
Yep.
And then that person that you're killing has like a sliver of health, and it's like, this is bullshit.
Welcome to 6v6.
But you know, everyone complained when it was 4v4 because it was so slow.
Hello. Hey, ouch.
Like,
Heavy's
the
up in
hunt.
5 seconds.
Rip. Give me my super. Ugh, I still don't have it.
Hey,
Hey.
I looking
Hey.
for people
Okay.
interesting in 0 hour heroic. Anyone wanna do it? Heroic 0 hour.
We're all in Iron Banner.
Would you carry me? He left.
Fuck.
I sometimes feel like I should put backup mag on my. Oh, hi.
Backup mag on your oh high.
Yeah, no, sorry, backup mag on my Antiope.
I'm going to.
It just sometimes feels like if it had a little bit more, or a couple more rounds, I'd be happier.
No.
Yeah, I went through a door and there was a fusion rifle and oof. I don't know if there was a guardian attached to the fusion rifle, but there was definitely a fusion.
Dude, I'm so bad with this blast furnace. Or not blast furnace, Jotun. I'm just gonna use Telesto or something.
Oh shit! I forgot about Telesta.
Actually, Mercedes is also good in this. Ouch.
Why? I was sitting all the way in the back. Why would he go for me instead of 5 people in front of him?
I don't know.
What a trash can! Jeez.
See, I'll have way more fun when I don't have to use random stuff.
Oh, damn it. Okay, Doom Marchers. That's new.
Dude, this gun is so bad. I'm using Callisto. Forget. Where are you?
Isn't Jotun? You can use Jotun.
Oh no, you should have died. Oh, if he would have backed up, he would have died.
The
6v6. It's fun and interactive.
Alright, doesn't matter.
Problem is, I think they just keep having the old maps in tow, which are like meant for 4v4. So.
Well, this map
That's what
was
it feels like.
this map was from D1.
Oh, you guys.
originally.
Which map are you guys playing?
Exodus Blue.
Oh, okay then, yeah.
Yeah, but it still is too tight quarters in my opinion for 6v6. You spawn in and you're getting bullet. You're just getting bullets. All the bullets. Fuck. Let's see. What could I use?
Wow, I was trash.
Same.
all of us.
Well, I did better than I did with my hand cannon.
Jesus Christ, that guy has fucking 11.5 efficiency. Can we get that bill instead of the bill we have? That's terrible.
Gonna go cough on him.
I'm hoping that.
Is it feedback fence or is it Dune March? Dune, whatever.
What's the question?
The one that has the arc electricity connect everywhere. It's the Titan stuff.
Feedback
For the
fence.
melee.
The one that when you get meleeed?
Yeah.
Yeah, melee kills restore. Yeah. So melee kills build energy. Being struck by melee attack reduces incoming damage and unleashes the energy in devastating explosion. So yeah, that's the ACD 0 feedback fence.
Yeah, but there's also the Dune Marchers that says that after melee attack an enemy that will chain damage to nearby enemies.
Oh, for your
Dune Marchers.
I think
yeah,
that's
isn't that for
only-
like shoulder charge or something?
I think that's only
No.
for shoulder charge.
It might be. Oh, I think it's for melee too. It's not when you get melee, because when feedback fence is when you get meleeed.
You know, it's funny. I wanted to pee 3 games ago and I keep forgetting.
So go
Hold
pee.
up. Yeah, I'm gonna go be right back.
Why pee? There's no point in it. Just
Just
hold it
aim up
forever.
and drink it.
Well,
How many people do you guys
technically
have?
can do that 3 times.
Do I drink my own urine because I have to? No, I sand. Like the way it tastes.
I just play Iron Banner. Can I play with you guys?
We have 6 people.
Depression. It's fine, everything's fine.
One piece, 2 piece.
Okay.
I took a nap. It's gonna be really hard to go to sleep tonight.
T-God.
My bad, alright?
Does anyone else remember, like, the worst part of last year being Game of Thrones sucked? Can we go back to that?
I actually enjoy
Go back to what?
enjoy this more than Game of Thrones sucking, because Game of Thrones sucking hurt my soul.
I have watched 1 episode of Game of Thrones, so it never bothered me.
I devoted like 10 years of my life to it.
Seriously? It ran for that long?
It went on for a very long time. When did it start? I don't remember.
8 seasons, but I also read the books before they started making the show. So
Damn.
When did they start making the show? 14?
no. 13, I think.
Yeah,
Really?
That's,
Is it?
that's way too much for me to go back and watch it.
That's okay. All the plot points don't matter.
Yeah.
All I know is if a character is important, he's probably gonna die unless his name's like Jon Snow or something like that.
No,
Oh god, man, I wish he died. His character then would have not been murdered.
Didn't he die and they brought him back or something stupid like that? He's
Yep.
one of the few
That's
characters.
actually in the book.
Yeah, he's one of the few characters that were actually brought back.
He was the only character.
Oh, there we go.
Well, actually, there was only 2. I had that. What's the guy's name?
Trying to remember.
Yeah, it's the one that kept getting injured, and his whole purpose, at least in the show, was.
Thorum Amir.
Yeah.
Dude, where the
no,
fuck are
Thorum
these
was
two
the
guardians?
monk. It was
Right.
Thoros of Mir was the monk.
It was the priest.
Yeah. Why can't I think of the dude's name?
Dude, it's gonna drive me crazy thinking about it.
Did I get this? I did get this.
Because remember when the Hound
Yep.
fucking
Sliced him in half.
sliced him in half, and then he was like, "You can't kill me, you son bitch," and then got back up.
Beric Dondarrion.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Dude, I could go on for hours. How much it just makes me furious.
You and me both, and half the internet.
Didn't that ending break the internet for like 3 days or something?
Yes.
Not 3 days. It was like months. I've never seen hate last that long.
All I know is when I was working at Red Robin.
I have. It's called World War II.
All I know is when I was working at Red Robin, it was the only thing people talked about. I'm just like, was it really that important?
Dude, shit
Hey,
was
did you ever watch
tragic.
Lost?
Yeah.
I watched some of it. I think I watched season 1, 2, and I think 3.
Okay, do you remember how like everyone got up in arms about the ending of Lost?
Yeah, because it was something like they were all dead and
Yeah, so this was like Lost times 1,000.
Oh god, that was crazy. Lost itself was pretty bad in general. The ending.
I never watched Lost.
As I said, I watched like 3 seasons of it.
That's a lot. That's like what, 30, 60 episodes?
I don't know, man. This was when they first aired on TV, so
11, actually, Game of Thrones. Sorry to change the topic.
damn.
First episode started on April 17, 2011.
Ugh.
Damn.
Years in the making. The reason it took that long is because they literally took, what, a year break each time?
No, between the season 7 and season 8, there was a year break.
Yeah, 2-year break.
Yeah.
2-year break to come up with 6 episodes that were the worst piece of shit you've ever witnessed.
Mm-hmm. It's because George R. R. Martin wouldn't tell them how he wanted it to finish, and so they just had to come up with it on their own.
Are you sure it's not that, or is this also just that
Sounds
they
like
just
that's
wanted to be
me.
done? I
A
mean,
little
the
bit of
writers were
column
pretty
A, a little bit
tired.
of column B.
I mean, the guys were pretty tired by the end of all
What
of
the
it.
fuck just hit me?
A fly.
And then they wanted the
be-
what?
What?
They
Oh,
wanted
he
the Star
shot the
Wars thing.
fucking bullshit thing. I hate when people do that. The exploding canisters on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate when people do that shit.
What was it too? They complained about a toxic fan base when they got pulled out of the Star Wars contract. Oh man.
Those showrunners deserve to never have a TV show ever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just yank my special like
Also, I thought George R. R. Martin wanted like a couple more seasons too. I thought he said he wanted more seasons.
Yeah, he did.
He's making a killing off of it. Why wouldn't he?
Well, no,
Absolutely
because
is.
there's so much content that they just skipped over last, like 3 seasons.
The books are even more crazy than the actual show if you read the books.
I mean, most books are.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they break off so much more.
Are
It's
we
like
full
literally-
right now?
As a kid, I was like, I need
Yes.
to take down notes of what's going down.
Damn it, Minnie! You ran in front of all of my bullets.
Oh, that's a smoke. Okay.
God, I can't wait to get my bow.
That's so bad.
Wait, did you just say the bow's bad?
No, not that. I put on Jotun to pair with
Oh.
the SMG, and I just watched the bullet track up to him. It's like.
Oh, are we playing against the same squad?
Yes.
Oh, the shaders on that bow actually look fantastic.
How is he not dead?
Drugs.
That is bullshit, dude.
Drugs, alcohol, and sex with women.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, spawn me exactly where the super is.
I think my favorite Game of Thrones meme ever was a picture of Gandalf and then a picture of White Walker as meth, not even once.
That sounds glorious.
A lot of mine were the one about Bran. They were like, Bran, the broken wheelie, no stand feely.
I hate Titans.
I'm not gonna get any SMG kills.
Yeah, this map is not made for SMG kills.
I got one, I think. That's like it.
Hey.
You couldn't have killed him a second before.
Oh, that's a smoke.
What? He didn't die?
Oh shit, he doesn't hit me.
Don't go there, dude. You're gonna get sniped. Okay, what did I just tell you?
I don't know, what did
So
you
you
just
can't
tell?
sit up there anymore.
If you have good snipers on both teams, then no, you can't sit up on the water tower.
Ooh.
There it is. Oh fuck. I'm not ready. Damn it.
Okay, dude, why are my fusion rifle kills not counting? This is pissing me off. I was at 9 and 15 for 2 games now.
It's sometimes the assists, because I think isn't it final blows? So like
Yeah.
you have to get the kill without any assists.
No, you just have to get the kill. You can't be
No,
the
you just have
assist.
to get the final kill.
Yeah, you have to get the
Doesn't
final
make
blow on them. You can't assist someone else. Or
Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah. So if it says their name, you didn't get the kill. You got the assist.
I've been getting plenty of fusion rifle kills, and there's no way this shit is 9 out of 15 for 2 games in a row.
Hold on, let me get another kill. I think I might be stuck as well.
Oh man, this really hurts. Light level stuff.
Nah, mine are working.
Ouch.
Say that again.
What? How did you
Yes,
one tap
yeah,
me with the
I see what-
bow?
You're supposed to say ouch again.
Why?
Daft.
Because I said you could. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Not explaining my
Quick enough.
jokes.
This dat dude one tapped me with a bow. What?
Yeah, this is the Iron Banner bow.
That's 2 kills. Yay! Only 5
You're
more to
welcome.
go. Only 5 more. Let's do it. Big pogs.
They're all over there.
Okay, fuck this. This SMG does not work right.
I need 5 more kills.
Oh, come on. I just spawned.
Oof. Four kills. Oh,
that
god
was dumb.
damn it. Not going that way.
Oh no.
Weapons is this guy using? He's like switched 5 times. The Bill guy?
I don't know.
Hello.
Trying to keep you on your toes.
Apparently, shit.
Probably every time he gets killed by something, he's like, "Oh, is that the new meta?" And then he switches. 'Cause there's a lot of people that do that.
Oh, I only need 4 more. Yay.
I'll be right back.
So,
I'm gonna go play with one of my buddies. I'll catch you guys later.
Hold on, stay in there for a second.
Stand where?
In there, in the fire team.
Why?
Yeah, don't leave yet until we go to get to orbit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll take forever for us to get to orbit.
Guys need another one?
We will in a second.
Catch you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll join.
Arc Solar Void. Wait, Arcs and Solar. I need Void Helm.
Hey,
that
DZ,
my-
accept friends request.
Sure. Where is it? There it is. There we go. There's my Void Helm.
Wait, why are you guys matchmaking? Back up.
Whoever is...
Like a boss.
There we go.
I gotta go
Oh,
take
he's got the buff.
I'll be right back.
He's got the 2-tap juice.
Oh, I'm super salty. This shit was bugged for like 2 games and I didn't realize it. This last game I realized it and it was too late.
Are you sure you're actually the one getting the kill, though? I mean...
Yes. 100%.
Oh, that's how that works.
I got like 3 or 4 of them in spawn after I was
You have a DM.
after I supered them. Yeah, what up?
I just got a 67 total stat roll, Wormhusk Crown.
Ooh.
For real?
Yeah. It's not the
Good for
greatest
you,
roll.
bud.
It's 30 resilience though.
Nice. Oh, 30 resilience. I'd probably sure scrap it.
Oh, it's still pretty
Because
good.
that's a waste of space or waste of.
I mean, it
things.
is, but
I look fat.
I just have to put high recovery into something else.
Yeah.
And just
Well,
low
to each their
mobility.
own. Congrats though.
I was just saying how I wanted a new Wormhusk Crown.
Yeah. You lucky boy.
Yeah, I got it off the season pass exotic.
Oh, nice.
Alright, I'll catch you later.
Take
Later.
it easy. Yeah, I could actually use a decently rolled Wormhusk. I'm only... I mean, my Wormhusk is actually fairly decent. It's just not great.
And I am terrible, so if you guys want me to hightail it, I am happy to do so.
Oof.
Who do you think you are? You're not allowed to
I'm
leave. You're not
I'm
allowed to
okay.
leave.
20 light levels below everyone else, so...
Alright. Are we out here?
Need me to join? If you got an open slot.
Yeah, we do have an open slot.
Let's see. So I need to
Ooh, I like that
capture
emblem.
farmers' house and do super feed.
Where'd you get that emblem from?
Which emblem?
The Iron
wow.
Banner one.
Oh, you get it from completing the quest.
Oh, nice.
That one's actually really nice. I like it.
Seasonal Trials of Osiris Final Blows 410. Gray Strikes. Okay.
410 final blows.
Saint 14. Crucible Final Blows 45,000.
Is-
And
Is Claw of the Bird Beasts full?
no, I don't think it's full at all, right?
Start us
Like-
up, Mini.
It's fairly new.
I think last I heard Gabe say we had 30, but that's probably gone up a little.
Well, some guy did say that he was going to invite his entire clan in, so I don't know what happened with that. Manny, aren't you in the clan?
Yeah, I am.
Wait, is there any way you can tell by looking at the clan tab?
Oh yeah. We have
Oh wait, the clan.
36 members.
The clan thing changed. Did it?
Inspect clan. No, I don't want to report clan. I thought
No,
that gave
no,
you
no.
information.
Jesus Christ, those light levels.
Hmm?
I'm a fourth horseman main now.
That must have been nice. Iron Banner must be nice for you guys.
Not really. It's about the
Not
same.
during my hand cannon kills.
Has anybody
Today I started at like 960. Sorry.
No, you're good. Has anybody found a good kinetic weapon that goes well with fourth horse?
A good kinetic weapon. So since it's a shotgun, hand cannon you can use. Since it's a shotgun, you can use an auto rifle.
Yeah, I was thinking breakneck. Do you think breakneck would go well with it?
The breakneck. Yeah, breakneck's a fairly decent auto rifle. I
Okay.
like it.
Here's another thing to consider. If you're going to be using fourth horseman, which is a shotgun, then you should be using arc elemental armor, right? Because they have some shotgun perks.
Yeah.
So probably look around arc elemental stuff and see what complements it.
Well, I can
Spare
only have
rations?
one.
That is
I should be
true.
able to roll on spare rations.
Gross.
So
Gross.
Okay, this will work. This is a good map for SMG kills. Let's go.
I don't like hand.
I hope this is the map next week.
This would be an interesting map. I'm not.
I'm really good with a bow on this map.
oh god, they're coming from A. They're coming from A.
Ouch.
This map I always feel weird about. It's like.
Is this Scarlet Keep? Yes, it is.
Ooh.
That guy's name is Cock Meat Sandwich.
Ooh. Oh my god, you're right. I did not notice that.
I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all.
Yeah, I can't snipe for shit. I'll change my build after this.
Oh man, I love sniping on this map. It feels good right to get the snipe right before the door closes. Stop with the bows, you fucker!
Everyone's on the bow step, it feels like.
Alright. Now I'm on the fusion rifles.
I hate you. I think you were I got on the SMG step right before you, and you got the SMG step before, or fusion rifle.
Oh, fucking melees.
God damn heavy.
I don't even have a fusion rifle equipped.
I do. I'm waiting for it.
So they're kind of getting free kills.
Hey. Ouch.
One. This guy with his bow.
Fuck. Shit, I got the blink.
He's.
It's
What?
got that damage boost.
Oh my god.
Alright, Telesto.
Oh, or you can use Jotun. Doesn't Jotun count?
I don't have Jotun.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, Telesto would be the second best option. Or back. What is it? Erentil's a good option still.
I don't know if I have an Airtel.
Merciless.
There, I complete the step. Hey, I got Wise and Rebuke.
Oh.
Let me get off of this fucking thing. Get me. I'm
Me,
gonna kill.
Janus.
That's okay.
That's mine.
Goldie coming from our right.
15. Only
Ouch,
15
ouch,
fusion
ouch.
rifles. Okay. I'm not too terribly upset about that one.
Oh, good shot. Oh, mountaintop.
God, I suck with fusion rifles.
Two. That was two right off the bat. Oh, dead. I'm dead. Oh, we lost.
Hey.
We got Mercied.
I got a Wise and Rebuke, and it's not even that good.
How many kills did they get to this?
Not good at all.
Just the 3 kills.
Why would you want kill clip on a rocket launcher?
I don't.
Why would you want kill clip on a rocket launcher? Just why?
Nope, that's why.
Why?
Oh no.
Like
I
I'm
was
not...
trying to
Oh.
infuse armor, and then I was like, and I looked down and it said 0 infusion course, and I was like, oh.
Oh. Yeah, I have a problem. I keep stockpiling those.
Oh, I'm gonna use my Zealot's Revenge. Or Zealot's Reward.
So my steel feather repeater here is only one roll off, in my opinion, of like a god roll. One, because it has ambitious assassin. It's so good otherwise.
Fuck that.
Distant Shores Nessus.
We get one shot for a fusion rifle to start off with? That's
No, you get two. What?
I've only got one.
Do you have two specials on?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm dumb.
I saw someone's using the Jotun.
That's
that was
me.
funny to see.
That's me. It's okay. I'm now up to 3 kills.
Big flame ball hits him in the chest.
Yep. Rocked his world.
It's really funny to see them. I just imagine them getting hit.
Oh,
in the
I hit
stomach.
you, Hess.
Go.
That sucked.
Oof.
I didn't
Oh, I
get the
hate
kill.
you shoulder charging Titan.
I didn't.
Oh,
get the
yeah,
kill.
he's kind of doing
The
that,
barbarian,
isn't he?
it's just, yeah, all he's doing is shoulder charging. That's literally all he's doing. He can't kill any other way.
I'm going to be.
Oh, they're staying on heavy. Good.
Two people coming towards you, Mini.
Ooh, boy.
Got him.
Ooh, man. Yep,
This
it's
step
doing
is
my-
not going to take long at all.
Oh. Out of special ammo.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening to me right now. I get a kill, or I get 2 kills, and I run out of special.
Oh, back to my bow.
Yes, I took your kill. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hello. Ouch.
Oh, damn.
8.
If I was moving my mouse instead of moving my character, I probably would have won that fight.
Oh, shotguns. There's like 3 of them on C.
Dude, the flinch is so stupid.
God, that fucking shoulder charge.
Nope.
I mean, his name is the Barbarian, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but...
Oh, shotguns.
Damn.
Thank you, Mini.
Woohoo, I only need 5 more kills. And I'm on to the bow step, I think?
Oh, thank Christ. You only need 10 kills for the bow, so...
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, that'll be done in a match.
I'll throw Hush on and be done with it. Of course, I do have the Vow, so that's also a good bow.
Ugh.
Oh. This Warlock does not know how to use Jotun. He's floating with it. You don't float with Jotun.
That's,
Why are you not taking damage?
Because I don't consent.
I don't consent to your damage. Oh no, come to me, no. Here, bitch.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, you're so close.
I'm going to be.
Oh no.
Hello.
See, once I get off of SMG, I'm great.
No one.
I'm like happy now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, please.
Well, they're all on B, so heads up.
That they are. Jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh god, the shoulder charge.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna get him with the Jotun. Damn.
Oh, fuck, dude, I just
Got Goldie.
spawned. Got him. I used my life to distract him.
Where is this guy? He's like, this is right in front of me.
Oh my god, what's that guy?
That was some good range on that bad boy.
I hit you. So.
Finally.
Miss me.
Well, I'm at least better with a fusion rifle than I am with the hand cannon, but not by much.
Right. I understand that, man.
There
I
we
think
go.
Let's see, what's it
He's
look
really low. Okay, there you go.
Okay, come on, I need to find more people. I think I need like 1 or 2 more kills.
On heavy.
Whoever killed him with the Spectre Blades, that was nice.
Guy's name is Blitz Cleavage.
Just die. Wait. Ah, it changes.
That fucking shoulder charge. Jesus.
Yeah, the guy's been pretty shitty with it.
Yeah. It's easy to counter though when you know what he's doing. You know he can't shoot, so just
back up a little and
Wow.
shoot.
Oh my god, damn it.
Thanks for the recoil, buddy. And
Oh,
he did.
2 more. I just need 2 more kills. Come on.
This guy's actually using the 7th Seraph Carp.
Ooh, and he's bagging.
Need 12 more kills.
Are
with
you
honey.
kidding me?
Yep. Nice kill. Fuck this, few of them. Hey, Prime Nigga.
That count? No, it didn't. Damn.
So is this point to the stag any good
Damn it.
or no?
What's the question?
Point to the stag, is it any good?
Point of the stag. Is that the helm?
No, that's the new bow.
That's the new bow. Should
Oh.
I use that to get the bow kills or?
I mean, that's what I used. It's pretty good.
I haven't gotten it.
I
I'll
enjoyed
let
it.
you know.
Who has it?
Piva?
Let me look at it.
Go for it.
Inspect player. Point of the stag.
Eye of the Storm.
Eye of the Storm. Archer's Tempo. Actually, that should be fairly decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, use the Valor.
Pretty quick draw. It's actually really nice. I used it to get the bow kills. Just was really easy.
That actually looks really nice.
There are some shaders on it. It looks even better with some of the different shaders.
Accuracy's a little bit lower than what I'd want. We'll find out.
Where's my hush?
Oh, that shader actually looks sick.
Of course, I could use the vow. The vow is really good. I have like,
I don't like the vow.
really? Why not?
Beaver, use verbal weapon on the bow, so it will increase the damage.
Hush, hush,
Yep.
hush, hush, hush. Where are you? There you are. I'm gonna infuse this into my hush just because I can.
I think I don't like the vow because the accuracy is
Is what? You broke up.
low for a bow.
Really? Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it does look much better with other shaders on it.
Yeah, the shaders look sick.
All I know is when Crimson Doubles was out, I was rocking people's world with it.
If you got Gunmetal Marigold, it looks beautiful. It's like
No,
red in the
which one that
center
is?
with like gold highlights.
So what do I need? 2 more, I think? Yeah, 2 more. I could throw a shotgun on.
If you actually want to see it, I
Oh.
can equip it.
Who's talking?
Hello.
Oh, okay, okay. Where do I get the shader?
I
I
think
kind of like the.
Oh wow. Light GG's rating Point of the Stag at a 4.5 for Crucible. Subtle. It definitely has the highest PvP rating of any bow.
Is the bow step after the fusion step?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll get it.
So
I'll get it next round then.
it drops right away, so you could switch to it.
Yeah. Well, it's that or hush for me.
So is there something I don't know? Is Monarch just a meme?
What do you mean?
because someone said something earlier that it not being very good for a bow, but literally my
No,
friend that I play with.
Monarch is great. The reason why it's really good though is because of the poison damage.
He just he uses it with a hunter and he just to
Yes,
death. because,
hunters
like,
are the best with bows
uses,
because
the
of
gauntlet. Yeah.
Capri Sting.
So like for him all the time, since I always try to. Right now I'm not doing it, but we'd always switch it where I'd play with like a hand cannon or something and match with them, and me and him could just be amazing because I would just headshot somebody and he would just be one shot for him.
Yep.
Just a really good back and forth combo.
Bow is a 2-tap from any range actually.
Yep.
So.
It's really funny when people don't expect it. They get hit and then they're like, "Oh, I still got time to peek again,"
Nope.
and then they're dead.
That's why I
I'm
like
getting
killing
suppressed.
people with a bow who have shotguns equipped.
There we go.
Because you
I
hit them
got
once
the
with
bow.
the bow and then melee them and they're dead.
Let's take a look at this thing.
Oh!
One shot on B.
One.
Oh, and
Oh.
that closed.
Oh, I have no ammo. Shit.
It's a fun bow though. Once you guys
People
get
don't
it, it's really fun.
People don't expect the bow melee.
I seriously have no ammo now. This sucks.
Do you run it with a shotgun or?
I would.
Yes. I run all bow shotgun.
Yeah, that's what he does too.
Finally, I died. It has good I'm trying the static now. It has good what's the word I'm looking for here? Aim assist.
Does it?
Yeah. Because I'm kind of flinging it around and able to hit crits without a problem.
Didn't get it.
I really would like a bow that one shots on a head.
A lot of people in there.
That would
Whoever's-
be way too easy.
Yeah, but the sniper one shots on the headshot.
Fucking.
Yeah, that
one-eyed
Titan
mask.
right there was unkillable.
Yeah, because he had the one-eyed mask.
How many kills you gotta get to finish this?
I hit you,
And-
son.
For the bow?
Okay.
Yeah.
10.
It's 10?
Yeah, it's 10.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
No, thank you,
Sucks to
Mini.
Suck.
Oh. I tagged him. Tagged a couple
There's a
people in
sniper
there.
sitting
Whoever's-
over on Mini.
Left. Left behind you.
Damn it! Through the door with Ace.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you. Sorry.
No. He wasn't the one that killed me. It was, or sorry, the one that you told me wasn't the one that killed me because you gave me the call out. I was able to avoid him. But no, it was a different dude through a door.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. I just played this game
I
where
love this
literally
game.
the only time we got a hunt was when I went around and capped every single zone.
Zone
Like
caps are
my teammates couldn't figure out how the fuck to just stand on a zone. Like they would look at me and they'd look at the zone and they'd run away. Like what the fuck?
I don't think there's.
You want those kills.
Oh, game's over. I don't think people really understand that you can have 3 people on the zone to increase the rate.
They're so dumb. I'm so pissed. I'm actually so pissed.
Dude, the KD.
They weren't even KD players. They were just fucking bad. Like they were all like I held first and second place, and the most kills I got was like fucking 25 or some shit. Like they're not even KD players
Did you just say you
Oh
held
my
first
God.
hands?
on my team. Yeah, like I like alternated. Like there was one other guy that was like somewhat competent.
Was he capping the point with you?
I don't know. He was the only other guy capping the points, but I saw him sometimes. I was miffed.
What time is it? Almost midnight. Okay, I think I need to call it a night, y'all.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I got everything. Everything I need to at least. Yeah, that's fine. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
So we just lost one. Anyone else want to join up?
Hell yes, please, for the love of God.
Oh, Cubby, I didn't even realize that was you.